I also just want to say Mercury just moved into Cancer, and Mercury already doesn't feel extremely comfortable in Cancer. Think about it. Mercury is the mind, communication, thoughts, how we like intellectualize things, how we think about things. And Cancer is a very like feeling oriented sign. It's about, intuitively, and I don't want to say sensually, but it's more of a feeling intuitive. It's a water sign. The first, it's cardinal water, first water sign of the zodiac. So Mercury doesn't do, I'm not saying it does bad there, it just doesn't do as well there as it would in more of an intellectual or like a fire sign, for example. So we start off with Mercury squaring Saturn, which puts a restriction on our ability to like articulate anything. And then as we progress throughout Monday, Mercury moves into a square with Neptune. Now, to me, Mercury square Neptune is like deception. It's got deception written all over it. This is going to differ from person to person and from chart to chart, but in a global context or on a, collective scale, this is like, either not being able to see when you're being deceived or not even recognizing when you're deceiving yourself or others. So, this is just straight up lying and deception. And it's very difficult for Mercury. And then coming into the next day, we have Mercury coming into an in conjunction or a quincunx with Pluto in Aquarius. So that's very interesting. It's like painfully transforming if we can let ourselves transform an aspect of the mind, Mercury, communication, learning. And if we allow this transformation to occur, which is the difficult part about in conjunctions, is it's like, it's not an opposition where you find a middle ground. In conjunctions are more difficult than that because there is no middle ground, right? Because they're not directly across from each other. So with in conjunctions, there really has to be like almost this level of sacrifice. What are you willing to sacrifice in order to endure this transformation of the mind? I also want to say that I do think that there is ability this week to like heal from all this tense astrological energy. I mean, that's always kind of like the premise. Like we're trying to grow through our knowledge of astrology, our understanding of astrology. And Chiron is an area that we can usually do that. So Mars is kind of going through a difficult time this week, especially later on in the week. Mars is in Leo still. Mars does trine Chiron on Tuesday. And this, we've been struggling with this Chiron and Aries wound for quite some time. Chiron moves very slowly. And that's like, a lot of wounds within the self, within the ego. And Mars is the ruler of Aries, and it's making a trine. So this can really motivate us and give us confidence, courage, energy, motivation to be able to integrate what we've learned from